quick gel manicure, you want to file the nails and going in one direction so that you don't create frays, an uneven natural nail. And you want to just build a rhythm so that it doesn't, that you're just concerned about your time management. Each client, their time is important, whether it's the client in your chair or the client that's coming in right after. You don't want to keep them waiting. So it's all about building a rhythm with your nail services. And if you're just doing it yourself at home, time management is not that important, is it? Just have fun. But for those who are doing this as a career, the key is to talk to your client just a little bit, be a little bit chatty, but not overly chatty to where you lose track of time and focus. You want to focus on giving a great service, being a little personable. Ask your client how their day is going, how was their vacation, how's the family, little things like that, but stay on track. Notice there's a rhythm here. I'm only filing maybe 3 to 4 strokes per nail and then going in with the buffer to smooth out the nail. And then we are going to simulate as if I'm using hot towels to loosen the cuticles. We have regular dry towels today, but we're going to pretend as if they are wet and they are smelling so amazing with aromatherapy oils of your choice, fragrance of your client's choice. And this is how you would wrap the nails at this part of the service, because I've seen so many nail techs, if I go into salons as a walk-in or something, just trying a new place out, they tend to throw these hot towels on at the end, and I'm like, but why? I want them to have a purpose, right? And the purpose is to loosen my cuticles so that I can safely push them or they can safely push them back. Because if you're just doing a dry manicure and you're pushing at dry cuticles, then it's not going to feel wonderful and you're not going to get the best results. But the hot towels should have a dual purpose. Yes, to relax you, but to give you that loose, pliable cuticle that you need. I'm just simulating this with her because we actually did her manicure 3 days ago, I can't remember. So she doesn't actually need her cuticles pushed back or trimmed, maybe just a few. We only cut what's dead white and lift it. And when you cut, you want to cut and release, cut and release. You don't want to pull. Some nail techs pull and then that creates hang nails. So this is the proper way to cut cuticles, cut and release. You want to scoop up what's dead white and lift it, only what's dead white and lift it, cut and release. And this is the part where you don't want to talk to your client because you want to be totally focused on not cutting your client. And if you're doing this at home yourself, I really don't recommend it. I don't recommend anyone cut their own cuticles unless you've been professionally trained and practiced at school or something. I know people do it and they're not going to. This one seems a little sore, so I'm just don't want to cause it to, I don't want to cause a nick and cause it to bleed. So we're just going to pretend, womp, womp, womp. We're just pushing those cuticles and it should just be a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and that's your rhythm to stay on a nice time. I like to never ever go more than 30 minutes for a gel manicure, because you know it's a service that's affordable, but you know, in order for you to make money as a nail tech, enough money to pay your bills and your overhead expenses, you have to be able to do your services in a timely manner. I've been to a salon that took about 2 hours to do a gel manicure before, and I thought, how in the world are you making money like that? I can understand if it was a 3XL acrylic service with lots of bling or something, then you can charge for that 2 hours, but there's only so much you can charge for a gel manicure, so you just don't want to spend too much time on a service that you cannot overcharge for. And you know, the goal here is for everybody to be able to make a living as you are making your client very, very, very happy and giving them a service that they just absolutely love. So this is just alcohol. I'm going to clean the nails off real fast of all the debris that we might have made with the cuticles and trimming and filing. And now we're just going to go in with a pH. This is a gelish pH bond. It just dehydrates the nail. Just do a little scrubby like motion, and that gets all of the product or oils out of the nail so that the gel polish will adhere properly. And a lot of salons skip this step. I don't know why. Some just don't invest in the pH bond, but it's well worth it. This service should last at least 2 weeks, and every little step ensures that it lasts that way. So with the base coat, your foundation coat, with gelish, it only requires 3 seconds to cure the base coat. 3 to 5 seconds. I like to give it at least 10-15, but over curing can cause chipping, so you don't want to keep putting it back in and back in. I've had that experience before where the nail tech said, you know, just keep putting it back in, and it was minutes of putting my nail back under the LED light, and it was chipping the next day like I knew it would. So it's good to just read the manufacturer's label for every product that you use. Each product is different. And each color coat is 30 seconds under an LED light, and whatever your light is, if it's UV light, you always want to double the time. If it's a LED light, just use the recommended time that the manufacturer suggests. So we are about to notice that I am I'm capping the edges, and I'm going 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 times around, and then I'm going to use a daughter tool just to make sure that we don't cure any product that may have gotten onto the cuticle. You can just do a quick little cleanup before you put it under the LED, because once it's in there, it's cooked on, and you don't want product cooked onto the cuticles because that causes lifting. Your client's hair will be getting stuck, or your hair, if you're doing this for yourself, your hair will catch anywhere where you've painted your cuticles because it's going to lift. Sometimes I just go back over it if I see any waving. And so what I'm doing here, and why I'm going back over, is because if it shrinks back, gel can do that sometimes. If it shrinks away from the nail, you have to repaint it, because wherever it moves, if it moves away and you go in with your color coat is not going to stay anywhere where the foundation coat is not. And this is my daughter, so I'm going to do this move, but I would not do this move on a client. And as a matter of fact, I would have on gloves if I was with a client, but this is a technique that you don't ever want to do for your client, is scooping it. That's considered a little unsanitary, but I know we've both washed our hands, and I know she's okay with me doing that. We're not grossed out by it, but don't do that to your client. So, still see a little hangnail there. Okay, so you can do a little wiggle up to the cuticle line and pull down, and you're capping the edges, but you're also smoothing to make sure there's not a bubble at the end, because if you just cap the edge at the end, you're going to have a bubble, and that causes peeling and chipping as well. So we're doing all of these things to prevent chipping and lifting. You want the service to actually last 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. However, it's up to the person. Some people's nails grow longer, and what their career is on how long their manicure will actually last. I will say, so many people just love plain Jane conservative natural gel polish. Just gel polish on the natural nails. Not everybody gets all the fancy stuff, which you'll see videos of that. But today we are just going with a plain gel manicure. When I was younger, I wore the long acrylics and all the trends, and I'm not saying that gel polish is for old people, because lots of young people wear gel polish. But for me, I toned it down, and I'm just a gel polish girl, a natural nail gel polish girl through and through. But it is a preference thing. You know, there are girls that just love to do it big, and I don't know how they can wear those. I cannot. And it's a lifestyle thing too. I have French bulldogs, so I'm always trying to clean in their creases, and I could never do that with long nails. I mean, I'm sure somebody's out there in the world doing it, but it won't be me. I might put an eye out. Okay. So we're going to go in with the color coat. Okay, so as you can see, even when you get it on the skin, you can just wait till the end to wipe it off. It's gel polish. It's not going to stick, especially if there's no base coat stuck there. But either way, it's gel polish. It's not going to stick on the skin. So just wait till the end for the sake of time. And this color is called Sweater Weather by Gelish. It's one of my favorite colors for fall and winter. It's kind of like a deep gray. And maybe next tutorial we can do a sweater nail. I didn't bring any acrylic with me today. But I'm wearing Sweater Weather, and I'm painting it on my client here as well. And a lot of times your client will want the same color that you have anyway. So want to start from cuticle to free edge. Some nail techs start here and then work their way up. I feel like that causes the polish to be a bit wavy. So you want to just start at the cuticle, wiggle up, pull down. So be sure to pinch the skin back and look at the sides and make sure you're not skipping any part of the nail. Okay, we can switch. Second coat. Some people like 3 coats, 2 is just fine with this color. And you don't want to make these coats too thick. That's why I'm wiping the rim of the bottle constantly. With each coat, you'll see me wiping the rim of the bottle to remove excess polish. This eliminates wrinkling under the light. If you've ever used gel polish and you've used too much and you put it under the light, it will wrinkle. And the only way you can get it off is to remove it, file it off, and start over. So you have to know your product consistency and not use too thick of a layer. Each layer needs to be nice and thin, even if that means doing an extra coat. Just going to top it off with some top coat. Today we are using the top coat that does have a sticky inhibition layer, so you will have to wipe it with alcohol, but Gelish along with other companies have made top coat that is no wipe, so always pay attention to the type of top coat you're using. Some you wipe with the alcohol and some you do not need to wipe with alcohol. Okay, we can switch. So we're going to cure that for 60 seconds. Go ahead and switch. Okay, we're just wiping with the alcohol and paper towel or nail wipe, whatever you have. To apply cuticle oil, and remember to never touch the skin with the dropper to avoid cross-contamination. And this is where you give the best hand and arm massage with whatever massage cream that you have. We'll just use oil today, and I'll show you a few techniques. So if you bend your thumbs, you can give a more intense massage. Now, some clients prefer deep tissue and some clients prefer that you use a lighter touch. So make sure you ask in your consultation how they like their massage. Just massage the palms and each finger. Show every finger some love. Give a little tapotement, and there you have it. Sometimes clients want to hold their arm up. You always want to tell them to relax their arm, which is nice and relaxed. Just showing you that technique to get clients to relax their arm. Just do that little motion. And if you're doing this for yourself, hopefully you can give yourself a nice massage. Okay, lovely. We are done. And this is the finished result of our regular gel polish manicure.